What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I hope you like this video. This is Ready to Love, Season 5, Episode 9. They are on their way to the retreat. Baby, the stuff gets started before they even get on the road. So Sabrina is riding down with Walter. And on the way down, Sabrina says, well, hey, do you think that, you solidified? Are we a couple? And Walter was like, well, I ain't ready to say all that, but you definitely a contender. Sabrina was like, that's cool. She was like, I was just, kind of seeing where you are, honey. I'm joshing a little bit with you, seeing where you are. And Sabrina lets him know that, in her younger days, she was an exotic dancer. And Walter said that, it's not as big of a stigma as it once was, but it does give him a little bit of pause. I think I can understand Sabrina feeling like this is an appropriate time to let him know. Like, that's definitely not something you lead with on the first date. But if this is somebody you're thinking about getting serious with, okay, it's time to kind of let him know and let him in on that. I feel like the conversation probably got a little deeper that they edited out. Because I feel like maybe she would have talked to him about how it happened, why it happened, how long it went on. That kind of thing. I mean, everybody has a story, Was she working her way through school? Was it something she wanted to do? Was she, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure there was a reason. And there's nothing wrong with it. Like, y'all know, I don't shame none of that over here. So, it's cool. I'm here for it, okay? I'm here for it. So, then we have Camille, Zadia, and Cornelius riding down together. Well, first of all, Camille got an attitude asking Cornelius if they can share a room. And I think he was trying to hem and haw a little bit, but then finally she was like, well, can we share a room? And he was like, okay, all right. Then come to find out we got a little clique. They call themselves the Brown Girls Clique. And it's Camille, Zadia, and Mumin. That's a problem. Because, of course, whenever there clicks, then, we got an issue, right? We got an issue. Now, let me say this about this episode. I feel like a lot of this episode was chopped and screwed. I can't wait to talk about it with my girls tomorrow on the panel with Kamisha reviews and such over on the panel. Because I feel like a lot of this episode was chopped and screwed. So, for example, then I could tell they were on the Bay Bridge. So wherever they were was down there in Annapolis area, child. They was on the Bay Bridge while they was talking about this. But Camille said something about them getting their own house after they get married. Cornelius was like, whoa, player. Like, let's just continue the process and continue moving the way we moving. Ain't no need in doing all that. Like, that's a lie. Player. Oh, wow. You know what I mean? And she got an attitude. Like, she really got an attitude. Listen. We're going to get back to that. So now she got an attitude, and he's asking her about the attitude. Nah, I'm good. Nah, you're not good. You mad, you get your feelings. So then we get to the house, and we realize that Aisha and Dante. Now listen, Aisha. First it was Frank. Then it was Phil. Now it's Dante. I'm just confused. Listen, I ain't mad at you, Aisha, because you are taking full advantage of this process and what the process is all about. But I ain't see Dante coming. I ain't see that coming because I don't remember Dante being your number one or him being her being, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, it is what it is, child. We here now. But Dante said he been feeling her from the beginning. He been trying to get a date, and he just couldn't get a date. Now, we have heard stories of past, people on the show where they said that there were people they wanted to date, and they couldn't get dates with them because, production controls all of that. But I also feel like there's a whole lot of outside filming, hanging out that's going on, phone calls, and Dante said that him and Aisha have just pretty much been regulated to phone calls because they haven't been able to get a date. Now, we also found out that Walter and Mumin, she found that a piano was there. And, child, they must be doing a whole lot of bonding, too. Because they done wrote a whole song together. Hell, I didn't even know Walter could sing. But he done got on that piano, and they got the harmonizing, and they done wrote a song. They're doing a whole. That's what I mean by there's a whole lot of chopping and screwing going on here. Maybe some screwing too. Now, Frank and City just seemed locked in. We saw one little scene with them by the pool, and they was locked in. Whatever. So Tommy shows up, and he lets them know, listen, I want y'all to hang out and have a good time, but I need y'all to know that tomorrow morning, the ladies will convene, and somebody is going home. Meaning, when you leave here, you going home. Like, that's it. That's all. See you at the reunion. And I was like, dang, could y'all not coordinate y'all schedules to do a whole weekend? Y'all just doing an overnight trip? I just felt like, okay, because didn't they do like more than a day? I feel like they did a weekend last season, but okay. Maybe everybody couldn't coordinate their schedules to do more than an overnight trip. But the ladies were like, oh my goodness, dang, we got to make a decision tomorrow. Like, we can't even get back to D.C. Let me tell you, because some of the people rode down there with these men. That is going to be an awkward-ass ride home. What if Walter get eliminated and Sabrina got to sit in the car with him for 2 hours? Girl, that is a lie. Anyway, Walter and Sabrina, they ended up down by that daggone piano. Now, Sabrina might not have wrote no song with Walter, baby, but they made it some music. You hear what I'm saying? And Mumin is in her feelings. She sees them at the piano, and at first she was like, well, I am not intimidated. I'm not intimidated at all. I'm going to go over there, and I'm going to claim my man. And she is standing next to him, and she is rubbing his neck. And then she says, well, he's acting funny, and he's acting closed off, and he's acting... And I'm confused, because in her confessional, she's like, well, I know that Walter and Sabrina, they have a connection, but I'm not worried about that because I know what I got with Walter. And Sabrina says that she ain't worried about it either, but Sabrina is the one that's acting like she is confident in that, and Mumin, you are not. Remember, this is why this show is not for everybody. And I get it. It is hard to control your feelings and your emotions. But if you know that this man has a connection with her, and they're having a moment, they're at the piano, and they key, and you walk in on them, what did you want her to do? What did you expect for Walter to do in that moment? Stop talking to Sabrina? Was he supposed to scoot over and the three of y'all sit on that damn bench and sing a song together? Like, I don't know what you wanted from him. This was all about everybody finding a moment and finding some time to spend with each other. But whatever, girl. So Mumin is not in her feelings for the rest of the trip, but we'll get to that. So we're by the pool, and everybody is looking lovely in their bathing suits and all that good stuff, and the tummies out and all of that. Child Camille is feeding Cornelius by the pool, and Zadia is talking to Naeem, and she wants to know if they locked in. Which, again, I don't think she's wrong for wanting to get that confirmation. At this point, this is what we're here for. This is what we're trying to figure out. And Mumin is like, Naeem is like, listen, you one of them. You in the top. I ain't gonna sit here and say, that I'm locked in, but I'm almost locked in. And Zadia was like, well, I ain't trying to lock myself in with somebody who ain't ready to be locked in. So, my top two is Dante and Naeem. And if Naeem ain't trying to be locked in, then I guess I gotta look at Dante. But she gonna get her feelings hurt with that one. We'll get there in a second, okay? So while that is going on, child, then we have Walter trying to talk to Mumin. And she is really going left with him. I think the name of that song was Stay Right, Don't Go Left, or Go Right, Stay Right. She was going left because she started talking about how you don't trust me and I don't understand. You are acting funny and you've been pulling away from me and somebody is turning you against me and I don't know why you're doing that. I don't know why you would be listening to somebody else and letting somebody turn you against me. And I am like thoroughly confused. And you know who else is confused? Walter. Walter is thoroughly confused as well because Walter was like, what? In the immortal words of Deborah Cox, how did we get here? And I was thinking the same thing. I was like, girl, so unless a whole lot has been edited out, I am really sitting here trying to figure out, I am confused in it, and I'm really sitting here trying to figure out, where you coming from with all of this? Like, y'all were just at the piano singing a whole song, harmonizing. Y'all done wrote a damn hit and shit. I don't understand where you coming from that all of a sudden now you talking about somebody that turned you against me and you don't trust me and da-da-da-da-da. And then she gets up and walks away. And Walter was like, you know what? That is not a good look. Like, instead of sitting here and us finishing this conversation and us figuring it out, she proceeds to get up and walk away. That ain't a good look. And I was like, well, there's that. Then We have Shiloh talking to Phil. Listen, y'all. Shiloh going home next week. The next female elimination, that's my vote. That's my prediction that it's going to be Shiloh. Now, unless something crazy happen next week to flip the script, Shiloh going home. Not because she's not a nice woman, but I don't think, again, we're at the point now where we beyond, oh, I like him, he like me. We're at the point of, do we have a connection? Do we, like, am I waiting for your text every day to say good morning? Like, you know what I'm saying? And I don't think Shiloh has found that with anybody. She's trying to talk to Phil. She gonna ask Phil, so, like, are you feeling me? And he was like, no, what? I mean, he didn't say it like that. That's my sauce. That's my sauce. But then he tried to play it off like he was joking, but I don't think he was joking. I don't really think Phil was joking. And honestly, at this point, Phil really need to go home because Phil, I think, is coasting. I understand that last week and the week before that, Phil was the hot commodity. Everybody was Phil. But on this trip, and I'm looking at who's coupled up, I didn't really see Phil. I mean, he was trying to get Aisha's attention, but let's be clear, Dante had that shit on lock, okay? Aisha made sure that there was vegan food, and she told him, listen, I'm going to cook for you, and I need you to know that I throw down in the kitchen, okay? I throw down in the kitchen. And Dante was like, what? Say what? So I don't even think Phil, okay. Now, what I forgot to say is while Mumin was having this conversation with Walter, the way they edited it, child, Sabrina was laying out on a float in the pool, unbothered. Again, y'all, child. So, Camille ends up pulling Cornelius away, and she gives him this necklace that says something about trusting God and marry me. I don't know, but, you know, then she says, you know, I don't want you, you know, like, I don't want you to think I'm tripping or crazy or whatever. I should have put my initials on it. Make sure you wearing it. Like, I felt like it was a lot. There was a lot of an expectation, but, you know, Cornelius took it in stride, but he keeps saying in his confessional that he sees some, you know, things that might be red flags, but you ain't doing nothing about it. Like, you still are not going out of your way to try to talk to anybody else, meet anybody else, or whatever. At this point, I don't even think it matters. I don't think you could if you wanted to at this point. So we're at the dinner table. Like, even Cornelia sat down next to Camille with some flowers, and she was like, I want you to sit across from me so I can look into your eyes. Like, damn, girl, it's a lot. I mean, the guys are like, damn, it's a lot. The girls are like, damn, it's a lot. Or the women, I should say. So we say grace, and we are eating dinner, and child, somehow or another, the conversation comes up about the men's, well, no, not somehow or another, Aisha brings it up about the male elimination. And Camille says, well, Cornelius, you ain't got nothing to worry about. You ain't going nowhere. And the rest of the ladies were like, say what? Like, and Camille was like, I said what I said. Some guys don't have nothing to worry about. And so Aisha was like, see, that's part of the problem. Like, all of us are in this process, and all of us need to go through the process. And for you to sit here and be like, well, we know this person's safe and that person's safe, but we haven't even deliberated yet. So, baby, why? Somehow or another, Zadia got in her feelings, and I don't even know what she got offended about, because I understood what Aisha was saying. Aisha was like, because Aisha said what I've been saying for the past 2 weeks. Camille and Cornelius, y'all found love. That's great. But if you guys are not going to participate in the process of doing the work and dating and opening up to other people and other possibilities, then go off into the sunset and leave the process open for other people. I understand that the goal is to find love, and y'all have found love. That's great. But again, not only are y'all not participating in the process, Camille, you are not allowing him to participate in the process. And then when y'all get into these deliberations, y'all act like these people are off limits. Like, it's not off limits for Camille, and it's not off limits for Cornelius. And the rest of the ladies are not feeling it because that's not in the Brown Girls Club. They're not feeling it because they're like, see, this is the process. It's a very mean girl process that y'all got going on. Y'all are clicked up, and it's very mean girl. So Aisha being, you know, Brooklyn, Aisha just letting them know, this ain't cute, I ain't feeling it, and you're not going to talk to me crazy. So her and Zadia end up getting into it. The guys, Phil and Dante, end up pulling Aisha away, And they're trying to get Aisha to calm down. And Aisha was like, no, I'm sick of her. And she's not going to keep talking to me crazy. And she's not going to keep, Camille over there making her faces. Zadia coming for her. So, and then Zadia talking about something, you just being a hater. You just being a hater. Aisha was like, I'm not hating on nothing. What are you talking about? And for whatever reason, that word hater pissed her off. I don't know what it was about the word hater, child. But the word hater got her going all the way left. And that was pretty much the rest of dinner. They did finally got Aisha to calm down, but Dante and Phil were both like, "Girl, why are you letting her get you out of your character? Like, forget her. Like, you still arguing about something. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, it is what it is. You doing things the way you doing things. You processing the way you need to process. But just it's no need for all of that." So they get Aisha, I guess, to calm down. So later on, Phil is talking to Zadia, and Phil is telling Zadia, like, you could have de-escalated that situation. Like, the fact that you kept egging it on, you saw that she was getting upset, and you saw that it was escalating. At what point do you walk away? Because the guys felt like the whole thing was just childish on both parts, honestly. But Phil was like, Dante was like, but at what point do you de-escalate the situation? And I think Phil and Dante kind of had a conversation with Zadia about it. But Zadia now is like, so first of all, the fact that, he went to go check on, her, told me something, and now he's here trying to like chastise me like I don't appreciate it. So I think that's when Zadia realized that Phil wasn't the one, or Dante wasn't the one, and now she gonna put all her focus on Naeem, right? Dante done pull Aisha aside. He done bought his massage table, baby, and he decided that he is gonna give Aisha a whole massage. And Aisha let it be known, listen, I need attention here, and on my gluteus maximus, okay? And she said that, she really appreciated the fact that he came to check on her, made sure she was cool, and they talked about how serious of a connection that they made in such a short period of time. That he reiterated, look, I just wanted a date. Like, I just wanted a date. We've been talking on the phone, but this is what I've been really wanting. I've been really wanting this personal one-on-one time. And then they told the cameras to get the hell out that room. I know that's right, because that massage looked good as hell. Dante, you look like you know what you're doing, honey. So the next morning, they are having breakfast. And what I noticed is that the brown skin crew is not at the table. And Frank made a comment about the energy being better. I said, you better go and let it be known, Frank, that the energy is better without Camille, Zadia, and I don't know if Naeem was there or not. But Tommy shows up and he calls everybody into the room. And he lets it be known that the guys can go ahead and head back. The ladies are going to deliberate. And, I see you at the reunion. Somebody I'm going to see at the reunion. So I guess maybe they got rides for the people who came down, like for Sabrina who rode with Walter. I guess they got rides, even though Walter name didn't come up as anybody that was going to go home, so maybe it didn't matter. But baby, so the ladies get ready to deliberate, baby. And honey, that argument just spilled over into the ladies' lounge, and they are going at it. Zadia and Aisha are going at it. I think Camille done jumped in a little bit because she was talking about the energy being off, and she ain't appreciate it. And baby, Tommy shut that thing down. Tommy said, whoa. Nope, we're not doing this. I'm tired. I'm sick of it. We're going to bring this down. We're going to stop this arguing. We're going to bring... Let's deliberate, because this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. So he goes around the room. Aisha talks about how much she, is feeling Dante. Zadia talks about Naeem. Mumin talks about the fact that she thought she had a connection with Walter, but Walter been acting funky, and Walter been acting funny since they got there. But of course, Sabrina was like, "Hey, me and Walter, we good, we Gucci." Sydney was like, "Frank, my man, we good. He my man, and I'm gonna stick by him. Locked and loaded. He mine." And of course, they get to Camille, and Camille starts talking about Cornelius and that how she feel about Cornelius. So the rest of the ladies start talking about how Cornelius has opened himself up is not, you know, working the process. They haven't had an opportunity to get to know him. Because again, that is why we're here. We are here to eliminate people who are not making that are not playing the game. Baby Camilla's not here for it. Camilla's upset. Camilla is over there crying, honey. Well, she crying later. And then Zadia gets in her feelings when who was it? I think Aisha and somebody else said something about Naeem and how, you know, what he hasn't been open to the process and they haven't been able to get to know him. You ain't gonna talk about him like that though. But you ain't gonna do that though. You're not gonna talk about him like that. That's where I draw the line. But baby, when it was time to talk about who was going home, guess who was the bottom two? Zadia had to go talk to Naeem and Cornelius had to go talk to Camille. Now listen. Y'all know they left us hanging. We don't know who got eliminated. And I damn sure can't tell by the previews who got eliminated this week. But baby, now personally, I think it's Naeem. I really don't think they're going to eliminate Cornelius at this point. I really don't. I think it was Naeem, and that's fine. But baby, I said, so the mean girls did all that rah, 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 and y'all's people is in the bottom, and one of them getting ready to go the fuck home. That's what y'all get. Anyway, it is what it is. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Talk to y'all later. Peace.